Hello, welcome to EV Focus Now, and today we're going to talk about why Electrify America has changed their unlimited 3-year charging plan for the ID4 to now a 30-minute max time unlimited charging plan for 3 years. And this is not a big deal, but I think it shows what we can expect as adoption of electric vehicles goes further and further. First of all, if you haven't hit the subscribe and like button, please do so below. It really helps the channel and I appreciate it. So basically, this was used by a lot of manufacturers. I know Hyundai's using it with their Ioniq 5. Ford has used a smaller portion of it. They only think 250 kilowatts of charging, free charging. BMW is doing this with EA as well, with 2 years of charging from EA. Now, Volkswagen was unique, and it's one of the reasons why I bought an ID4 myself, because of going on a road trip. It cost me nothing, but they did 3 years for the 2021 model, 3 years of unlimited EA charging. Now, that was a deal breaker, a deal seller for me, not a breaker, but a seller for me, because I was like, hey, this is great. I basically get to travel for 3 years with no cost to me as far as energy. It's like a car company saying, hey, gas for 3 years. You would definitely buy that car if it's free gas for 3 years. Why not? Saves you a lot of money. So it was one of the things that really attracted me to the ID4. Plus, I thought the ID4 was a good vehicle, good car maker, Volkswagen, and had good range of 260 miles. I got the Pro version. By the way, I would recommend everybody get the Pro S, because the massaging seats are really fantastic, and it's a nice little feature, and you do get the bigger 12-inch screen instead of the 10-inch and the glass room. But anyway, that's just another story. But definitely get the Pro S. Great vehicle though, drives great, fantastic, and all-wheel drive. You get a little more power and a little more max regen on not one pedal driving, but max regen. But that's a side note. That's my little info about the ID4. So they used this to launch this new model, and they incentivized people sales by saying, hey, 3 years of free supercharging. So with the Electrify America, which is a great thing, it worked. I think a lot of people were really interested in that. I was, for one. But it makes sense though, as sales have been pretty good for the ID4. Very hard to find them around, and a lot of it is due to supply chain restrictions. But it's one of the best overall around EVs out there, and priced very competitively. The pricing on this also makes it very attractive at $40,000 and going up to $45,000 for the Pro S. So made a lot of sense. But the cost of unlimited charging gets more and more expensive as time goes on and the more cars you sell. So you can imagine that, let's say I don't know how many cars they've sold, but let's say they sold 10,000 cars just in the last 6 months or so. Think about that. 10,000 cars with free unlimited EA charging for 3 years. That's a lot of money that Volkswagen is paying right there. So they probably looked at it and say, look, we want to keep this going, but let's drop this down to 30 minutes charging, which they did. And I believe it's still 3 years. I know, like I said, the Ioniq 5 and the BMW iX and BMW i4 are all going to be 30 minutes for 2 years. 30 minutes unlimited charge for 2 years. And after 30 minutes is up, then you get charged after that. So basically, that's not a big deal with those vehicles. They charge at 200 kilowatts plus. So 30 minutes, you'll be more to past the 80%, in no time. So that's going to work great for them. But the Volkswagen ID4, it charges max rate now at a 135 kilowatt max rate. So if you get that speed, so 30 minutes is plenty enough time to get to 70%. If you're starting from 10%, 70% should be fine. You'll be, or almost 80%, depending on the temperature of the battery and everything. So you should be fine. But they cut that back some, and I really think that makes sense. I think it's a good thing. It's a great deal that they're offering, even with 30 minutes versus unlimited that I have with my lease ID4. So it is still a fantastic advantage of ID4 to buy that vehicle, but other car makers are also offering that same thing. So it's an advantage that is slowly being minimized, so to speak, because other car makers are doing the same thing. It's definitely a way to get people involved, let them know, hey, you're getting something free when you buy this car, making it easy for people to adopt who may not have charging in their apartment or even their home, or wherever they live. They may have charging. Well, you can charge through EA and be free. Don't cost you anything. Just go every 2 or 3 days, depending how much you're driving. If you're doing city driving, you probably go every 4 days, because 260 miles, you probably don't drive that much in a day. But if you do, you can go back as often as you like, and it's no problem at all. So I think it's a great idea that they continue to offer it, but going down and just reducing it a little bit makes sense. It makes sense for the company because it is costing a lot of money, and I still think it's an amazing deal that they offer 30 minutes of free charging. So if you own ID4, tell me what you think. Have you taken advantage of the free? If you bought a 2021, 3 years free charging, are you using that a lot? I find myself taking that car on road trips more than I do the Tesla because I want to take advantage of the free charging. However, I will say Tesla charging is just so easy to use, and I find it just so much. They're doing better though. I mean, EA's doing better. If you have the app on your phone, whether it's Android or Apple, you just swipe it in the car now, select the charger, and start charge. It's not plug and charge yet, which Volkswagen said they will be coming. They're a little behind, but it should be coming. But it is very, very inconvenient. Not a problem at all. Just to swipe in your car, turn the charger on, plug in. It's almost like plug and charge, but not quite where you just do like a Tesla. You drive up and plug it in and recognize your car and you get billed for it. So that will be coming soon for an update for the ID4, and I can't wait for that. But it works great right now. Just took a road trip recently and had no issues at all. It was fantastic. But tell me what you think in the comment section below. You find that this is still something that car makers should do, offering free charging to get people into their cars, or is something they can cut out now and as EVs grow and people are understanding them more and more? Leave your comments below. Thank you again. Don't forget to hit the notification button and the like button below. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel. And when it comes to EVs, remain focused. Bye-bye.